It is the amazing and the awesome Josh and Nita. Hello, guys. How are you?
Yay.
Hey
Hello.
guys, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Looked amazing.
So did LaGreca make a fool out of himself at your wedding?
Yes,
No comment.
but I think Mick gave as good as he got singing karaoke with Dave.
Okay.
I mean, it was I was saying this to Bully and Tommy earlier, guys, and again, like I can never go to another wedding again. Josh and Nita destroyed weddings forever. Like there's no way there's ever going to be a wedding as beautiful and as fun, and I can't give two bigger compliments than the wedding they just had this past Saturday. But I said this to Mick, and Mick actually texted me after your wedding, guys, and he said that you and I will be bonded forever. Now, this is a guy that's had moments with The Undertaker, but and I legit, and I believe I said this to you guys the next day when I saw you at brunch, but with that, maybe the most fun night of my life. Like that night was your greatest night for reasons that are obvious, but that was one of my greatest nights ever. Was your wedding? So I can't give a higher compliment than that. It was so much fun. You guys killed it. It was so beautiful. The ceremony was beautiful, but the reception was it was surreal. That reception. It was unbelievable.
It really, I mean, the day looking back on it, it's just like it feels like we're like you always hear that kind of stuff, and I'm not really that kind of sentimental guy, never have been. And they say like your wedding's be the most, funnest day of your life, blah, blah, blah. It really was. It was like so magical, man. Like looking back on it, it feels like at times like an out of body experience, just seeing all our friends there and all the work that we put together, and Nita especially with our wedding planner Sarah Landon that made this. The first thing we talked about is we wanted to be, when people came in our wedding, they knew it was our wedding as soon as the moment they walked in, from beginning to end, to the little knickknacks that you see, to everything involved. You knew it was our wedding, and I think we accomplished that.
Nita, was it everything that you had always dreamt about? A girl always dreams about this wedding, this dream wedding. Was it everything and that much more for you?
Actually, Josh was the one that dreamed of the big wedding. Like Josh is the party guy. You guys know this. Like I'm kind of a homebody, like when he proposed and we started talking about our wedding, I was like, let's just go to a beach somewhere. Like, let's just go, like you and me and our families. And he was the one that was like, I want a big to do. I want, he's got friends from all over the country. And, I of course do too. It's like a lot of our mutual friends, a lot of people that he's been friends with, for like 20 years. And he's like, I want to celebrate with all of our people. And like, so once I got on board with that and we put together this big party, it was so much fun. And the funniest part was I was talking to our planner and I was like, I'm going to be tired at 10 o'clock. I'm not going to want to stay till midnight. And like, I was out on the dance floor. I was having a good time. I was singing the karaoke. Like it even got me into the party spirit. So that's how you know Josh threw a good party.
He even did backing vocals,
I
which
did.
he never
I sang
does.
a little bit.
And then
Awesome.
when LaGreca and Mick Foley were up there, me and Nita were right in the front.
Dying.
You guys.
It was amazing.
There's a-
Dave in his bride suit.
There's a picture of us, of me and Nita from behind us, look at you guys on the stage.
Yeah.
And we had the most amazing videography and photography team. Wait till you guys see all the stuff you're sending. It looks like a freaking movie. It's insane.
I saw some stuff online. You had tons of rock stars there. Did anybody get completely rock star drunk and pass out?
No comment on that one.
One
person.
Not a musician.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was the one rock star that ruined it for all the other rock stars.
Wasted, but it was not a rock star.
And got asked to leave the wedding. Let's put it that way.
Somebody got kicked out of your wedding?
One person was escorted out, but it was not a musician. Dave,
do you know who it is?
It wasn't me. That's all I can say. It wasn't me. I didn't have one drink. Villalta.
Pierogies.
She had alcohol-filled pierogies. No, but the story really quick. So they had karaoke. Like they had a band that was tremendous, wedding band, and so they had the live karaoke with the band. So Mick and I thought it would be fun to sign up and do it, which we did. Then, the couple people went up. They did a great job. And then the guy announces, you know, Alice and the Cooperettes. And then so Alice Cooper goes up. It's Alice. Josh is on the drum. Nita in her wedding gown is on guitar. Chuck Garrick on bass. Cheryl and Calico Cooper doing background vocals. And Mick leans to me and says, Dave, please tell me we're not next. And I said, what are the chances? What are the chances that we're next? And he goes, if we're next, I'm not going up. There's no way I'm following this up because everybody's on the floor and they're fist banging. They're going crazy. So then they get off. Everybody's on a high. Everybody's cheering. And then the MC comes up and goes, all right, up next, we got Mick and Dave doing Happy Together. And Mick says to me, he goes, Dave, I'm not going up. I go, come on, we're next. We got to go. He's like, I'm not doing it. I am not going up there after Alice Cooper. And I had to drag him up on stage. He wouldn't do it. And then we did it. And I thought we did a good job.
It was
But
so
again,
great.
Nita and Josh, for me, it was seeing you guys dancing in the front. And then for me as a lifetime Alice Cooper fan, to see Alice Cooper singing along at the table to me singing up on stage, like, come on, you can't get better than that. And
you know, Alice Cooper actually opened for you, if you think about it.
Whoa.
You
Wow.
went after Alice Cooper, so that's a pretty big deal in our business.
Follow that,
And he-
Coop.
and like I was saying, he came up to me afterwards and he said that Mick and I did a good job. And he goes, you know, Flo and Eddie opened for us 2 years straight on tour. And I said, I know, sir. I'm a big fan of yours. It was a pleasure embarrassing myself in front of you tonight. So that was great. But I think everybody in that room had the most special night. And to see you two dancing together, smiling together, so happy to be your friend and to see you guys so happy. It was a special night for everybody. So thank you for making me a part of it. And I was telling Bully and Tommy, I think it's an East Coast thing with the envelope. I think it's like out in the West Coast, out in LA, they don't do the envelope. They don't do the old envelope and the whisper in the ear. This is help you with your start there.
Like
That's
a
Dave,
all I'm saying.
who did you hand the envelope to? Josh or Nita?
I think actually
He's a man.
Violetta. What's that?
You gave it to me.
Yeah, gave it to you. Gave it to you.
Josh, how much was in the envelope? Just between us, how much was in the envelope?
Very
Hey, guys,
generous. Let's say it that way.
Earlier on, we were having a conversation about mark out moments, who we've marked out for meeting, who's marked out for us, yada, yada. You guys both in the rock and roll, field. I don't know whether it was fellow rock and rollers or you're huge wrestling fans or wrestling fans. Josh and Nita, who have you marked out meeting?
Oh, I marked out last night.
For who?
Oh,
Yes, I marked out last night.
wait. Lead the story in what it is.
We went to a taping of my favorite show of all time, and you guys can make fun of me all you want. I don't care. It's Frasier.
Okay.
Frasier is back, and we went to a taping and with my sister. My sister and I are like the biggest Frasier fans.
They
in
know
the
every
whole
line.
world.
They know every line to every single episode.
And we went and said hi to Kelsey Grammer after the show. And he was so nice. And he remembered meeting us from last season and was like super, super gracious. And my sister and I were such total dorks. We're like, oh my God, it was so good. Nice to meet you. Da, 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 da. Like, and it's like, I had a flashback of like every person that I've ever met that was like, oh my God, you were so good. That like, I was that person. And it was so much fun.
They played it cool.
I don't think.
By the way, I think, and I may be in the minority on this one, guys. I think the reboot's fantastic. I thought the first season of the reboot was amazing, and I got Tommy actually because I'm a big Frasier fan too, and I not only do I love Frasier, I love Cheers, and I got Tommy to binge watch Cheers before he started.
And what did I text you this weekend while you were at this wedding? Dr. Frasier Crane, not a good doctor. He hooked up with Diane while she was in a mental institution after her breakup with what's his name? Not a nice, appropriate doctor.
No,
She needed somebody to talk to.
Hey, two things. One, I was part of an amazing mark out moment with Josh when we went to see the game at the Superdome, and they played his song there, and he like was like, oh my God. He goes, no, you don't understand. This is where I said I'm gonna be a musician.
Yeah.
And to hear his song in this, like, it was awesome for me to see him be so happy, but he couldn't believe that, they were playing his song in the place that he first really said, I'm going to do this. Correct?
Yeah, 100%.
I was super happy to be there.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was really
my
cool.
second thing I want to ask you, since we have to break down stuff on this show, if I could break down Dave's performance, was this like when like wrestling fans come up to me and bully and they're like throwing, like, look how I throw a wrestler punch, and they throw the punch and we're like, okay, yeah, you did good, guy. Get out of here before we give you a punch. Was that
Hey, hold
Dave's?
on, Tommy. Listen, Tommy, it was not a work of art. By no
I want to
means-
break down your
No,
singing
but-
with the
But
professional.
you got to understand. No, wait. Let me throw this out there. It wasn't good. All right. If you listen back to it, it was terrible.
It
But
was
you got
energetic.
it. Yeah.
Listen, it wouldn't have gotten the 5-star rating, but
Okay.
No,
You know?
maybe if it was in Tokyo, it would have. But here's the thing. You know how ballsy it is for me and Mick to go up on stage knowing that we
Absolutely.
can't sing and doing it in a room full
No.
of musicians and
And he
singers.
went in hard.
Well, not even
He
that.
didn't hold back. He went
Closed
in
his
all
eyes.
day. They were doing the moves and everything.
Here's the thing interesting. There's a lot of other like accomplished musicians in there that would not get up
That
there.
didn't get up and play.
That did not get up and play. They were just like, and I for sure was like, oh, this person's gonna get up, that person's gonna get up for sure. Not at all. And we're actually Nita, when I was playing with it was me, Dave Draymond from Disturbed, the bass player of Disturbed, John Moyer, our guitar player Johnny Young, and me. We played Enter Sandman and Cowboys from Hell. And I saw Nita like trying to get friends of mine up there, and they wouldn't get up there. They were like, no. I was like, I'm playing. I'm like, what? I'm like so shocked. I'm like,
I
"Didn't
had
you
to
come
get
up
up
here
with the
playing?"
tambourine.
Yeah, she got a tambourine, did backing vocals. It was really
Dave,
really cool.
sounds like you were a big
Play.
star at this wedding, Dave. Big star.
I wasn't a star at all. Nobody knew who I was. But I had the best time. And think about what Josh just said. Cowboys from Hell and Enter Sandman. What wedding do you go to when the band is playing Cowboys from Hell and Enter Sandman? Only the wedding that happened this past Saturday night.
It was really it was really special, just like the energy in the room, especially like, you may kiss the bride and just seeing everybody just jumped up and just screamed. And it was just like the energy and the vibe in that room and the whole night was just so amazing. I had so many people still texting me like, dude, your wedding was so amazing. And I went, one of my friends was there who's a very prominent person. He had a gigantic wedding and was not cheap by any means. And he came up to me, he's like, dude, this is one of the best weddings I've ever been to. I'm like, compared to yours? Like, what?
Paul Stanley was his wedding band.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like, I'm like, wow. He's like, dude, I had such a blast. This was so amazing. This was so you guys. And that's what the main thing is, like, I wanted it to be us. Like, look, here's some of the knickknacks from the wedding, right? You remember this? We had laminates.
VIP pass. Yep.
Right. The table numbers, so people know what tables they were. They came like stickies.
Yep.
See
Yeah,
that? Put
nice.
the date on it.
Yeah.
We had like stuff like guitar picks on each table that people had.
Very cool. Very cool.
I mean, just stuff like, we kept it very, very us. It was very dark and gothic, and it's just us, and
Dave, did you steal anything from Alice Cooper's table?
I didn't steal anything. I mean, like Josh just said, there were so many knickknacks at the table and stuff like that. It was just amazing. It's just so many great stories, and I was just honored. I was just so honored to be a guest at that wedding.
One of our other friends did steal the Alice Cooper name tag.
He texted us.
See, I know somebody did.
Yeah, see, I would never do
There you go.
100%. He said, "I'll give it back if you want," but it was just sitting there.
If I would have known it was just sitting there, I probably would have swiped it so your friend got it before I did. But guys, Josh and Nita are two special people, and I'm just so glad that we've been able to have them on as guests and friends. And Josh and I are, you guys were a part of my show at the Gramercy back in February. I'm planning another show as well that I want Josh to be a part of. I'm going to ask him to be a part of at the Gramercy as well. So you're gonna see a lot more from the King, Josh V. And Nita is just the best guitarist out there. So, I mean, nobody is better than her. So, to be a part of that wedding, I want to thank you guys for thinking of us and thinking of me. And thank you so much for the invitation. It was a
Thank
blast.
you guys. Thank you, Tommy, for the sweet note. We so appreciate all of you guys, and just thank you for being there, and thank you as always to the Busted Open Nation for all the love and the opportunity to hang with you guys. This is our first interview as a married couple, by the way.
It
Nice.
is.
There you
There
go.
you go.
All right.
Big
Thank you for
exclusive.
making us your first.
This is the exclusive right here. And we so appreciative of you guys. Thank you for the text messages and all the love from you guys and Dave being there. It really, I mean, it means so much. It really does. And it's just awesome. It's just I feel like still on cloud nine. We're so
I'm
happy.
glad you guys got to enjoy it, because so many people, their wedding is a blur. They get so caught up in the planning and making sure that everybody else has a good time that they themselves don't have a good time. But it sounds like you remembered every moment, and you'll have memories forever. So many, many years of happiness for you both.
That's one of the things, like in it mentally, I'm like, okay, take it in. Like, don't rush things. Don't, in my head, I was constantly just like, enjoy it, just kind of like, and we did. It was great.
Nita, I don't know if you know this, but Josh said, Bully, if you can make it, can me and you put Nita through a table?
I would have 100% done waffles for the picture.
Been like Mae Young.
Guys, imagine now. I'm even more upset that you weren't there. Imagine the headline.
But to see you on stage, I don't think anyone, a bride has ever been on stage wailing a guitar solo. I think
Coop is going to 100% ask me if I can bring it to tour when we leave for Europe in a couple of weeks. He's like, you gonna bring the dress? I think he even said that on stage during the wedding. He said, this is her new stage outfit. And I was like, okay, let's take it.
Always thinking business. I love it.
He came up to me afterwards, and he was like, if this was our production, we would have ended it with blood like Carrie coming down on it.
That's a great idea.
Right? That's the only thing that was missing.
Guys, thanks again. Congratulations. And it was an honor to be there, and it was an honor to have you on today. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Guys.
Take care. Thank you, guys.